And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
Yo, can you interview James Farina?
I think they know what it is. I think they're not going to really be able to say it.
Today, I came to party.
Every day, a little more clarity comes about the drones, even though the drones are still largely a top secret mission. And our government isn't admitting to anything. By the way, they're no longer feigning a lack of knowledge on it. I'll show you some clips where Trump, who's getting security briefings, right, knows that it comes from us, which confirms things. I'm just trying to lock down one fact at a time. Because remember, it started with these are aliens and blah, blah, blah. Well, now we know they're terrestrial, that is from Earth. Now we know that they're probably from America. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. No conspiracies, no fear-mongering.
Good to see you. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Okay, that's my favorite moment is the press says to Trump, they're all happy. They're going, good to see you. They love him now. I like that. And he goes, oh, good to see you too. No resentment, no snark between the two. It's a new beginning, guys. A new government knows, and it doesn't want to tell you. Now, that's how the government operates on all kinds of spook mission stuff. It doesn't mean that anything nefarious is happening. So that's my big fear-mongering thing. I only want to tell you, the government knows where they're coming from and where they're going to.
But then, a few hours later, representatives from the FBI, the White House, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Federal Aviation Administration all said there was nothing unusual going on at all.
These sightings include a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones.
They would have to know. So they're not sitting there just looking at the landmass going, that's the end of our investigation. That's all we know. No, they're tracking them, and they know. The guy who does Dilbert, Scott Adams, had an interesting, now he's doing the same thing where he's just trying to reverse engineer what he sees and what he knows. Now, he said one statement that I did not know, and that's that all the drones are done at 11 p.m. Is that true? Can someone verify that for me? That all of the drones are done at 11 p.m. They go away? Like there's no footage of them at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 8 a.m.? Scott, I'm just saying, if that's true, then we don't have enough operators for the drones and we're training them. So they're wearing goggles, you know, the VR goggles, and you can see through the camera of the drone, you know, wherever it flies. And there are operators doing training missions in, you know, and by the way, they can be wearing the gear from out in Sacramento. I told you there's Beale Air Force Base. They use drones all the time. They have a drone operator out there. They could have 80 guys or 50 guys with drone helmets on operating all these drones, including going in formation and following civilian ships as a training operation. Entirely possible. Now, here's an example of a huge military-grade drone found on the streets of New York by the New York PD. Watch this. It was left on the sidewalk.
Yo, can you interview James Farina? Ask him what happened?
So did you get contact with the culprit, aka Islam?
Yo, James, how you miss that, bro?
How'd you miss that? It's fucking huge. Alright.
That drone, did you see the propellers? They're the size of lawnmower blades. You couldn't have one of those hit a civilian and have them be okay for how fast they're going and how many there are. That thing is a flying weapon. It's a flying ninja star. It's a flying lawnmower. I've seen those things fly through buildings. You know, just going like 60 miles an hour. You could not stop one of those from hitting a very important person anytime they wanted if he was out in public. They should not allow Trump out in the open air or out in public. Did you get an intelligence briefing on the drone? I don't want to comment on that. That's a yes, he did get a I'm telling you, you can translate it. If he didn't, he'd be able to say that he didn't. If he did, he's not able to say that he did get an intelligence briefing. So he got an intelligence briefing on the drones. He knows what they are. He knows their hours. He knows where they're taking off from and where they're going. His opinion is that the government should tell the people, meaning it's harmless for us to know, meaning there's no real threat. There's no hardcore threat, including there being a nuclear sub off of the East Coast. Now, I'm going to address something because everyone in the comments have been saying, repeating this rumor that is completely unsubstantiated. I did a deep dive on every video involving the rumor that there's a dirty bomb or dirty nuclear material somewhere and missing substances and missing leaky containers that are around the Jersey area. Guys, if there was a threat of a dirty bomb in New Jersey, listen to me, the government 100% would evacuate New Jersey. It would be evacuated, just like how they evacuate, North Carolina or South Florida. When a tornado comes in, they say, leave the area, evacuate. If there was a bomb that was going to go off and blow up and nuclearify, 1,000 people, they would evacuate the whole area of the mere threat, just like they do with tornado and flood watches. They would evacuate if there was even a threat. So it's not that. That's why I'm saying the thing that they're patrolling for currently is benign and not a threat, meaning a nuclear sub off our East Coast. That's what I'm standing. That's what I'm going with. More wrong answers and wrong takes only right here on The View.
I think they know what it is. I think they're not going to really be able to say it. Or we're going to get a really hell of a big party for New Year's Eve. It's going to just, it's going to be like a dome over all 50 states of these drones, and they're all doing it. Well, why not? I mean, stranger things have happened.
Whoopi says it's going to be a massive drone light show on New Year's Eve. And no, it is not for a light show. It's almost like some people want to believe these rumors. Our government knows, and they're not willing to tell us. And that's what Trump said. And he's not willing to tell you either. He's not willing to disobey the government on the intelligence he got and just tell you. So he's observing his authorities just like every senator did also. I'm Doug in Exile. What are those drones? Take another guess.